guys. So yesterday we lost to Newcastle 2-1 at St James Park. It was a very embarrassing performance for Manchester United, and we just have to see in a situation where can is our Champions League spot qualification in jeopardy, because had we won yesterday against Newcastle, we would have been 6 points of Chelsea. We would have been 6 points of Liverpool, and then would have been 4 points of Aston Villa. But now, with the league table, we are at the same points, 51-51 with Aston Villa, and we're playing them up next at home. Then Chelsea now, they won, and we are now 3 points ahead of Chelsea. Liverpool 3 points. My issue is, first of all, the board is trying to like distract us with what is going on. You know, everybody's talking about Paul Scholes because he made a post yesterday saying that Michael Carrick must have something magical about him, pretty much. But to see that the team is, because the team has not played pretty much in the last 4 games. So Paul Scholes was saying that it's like Michael Carrick must have something really good that's making the team win games, because they have really been bad. And it's true. It's true, because if we want to look at the games that we played, let's say our last game that I think we even played better was the game against Fulham. So we played good against Man City, Arsenal, Tottenham. Somehow, some way, it was 10 man, you know. But Fulham, we played that game, and then we had that victory. It was 3-2. But after then, West Ham, we didn't play good. We didn't play good against West Ham. We didn't play good against Crystal Palace. We didn't play good yesterday against Newcastle. We didn't play good against what was the other team? Everton. We got scrappy wins. We got scrappy wins. And that's because it was moments. It was individual brilliance. Maybe a Bruno cross from here, or Sesko. For example, like the goal against West Ham that Sesko scored to equalize. Everybody could never understand how he scored that goal. You had to look at it on slow motion. It was an individual brilliance, you know. But my take on this is that Michael Carrick, he must be doing something better with these players, right? But what we have to also understand is that the team as a whole is not what they were at the start of the season. Man United were creating chances under Ruben Amorim. We just were not finishing. We were creating chances. When you look at the XG, we were creating second to Arsenal. We were, like, even our set piece has improved. Ruben Amorim, first of all, was not sacked because he had bad results. We were number 6. And then we were like 4 points off top 4. But if you don't remember, when we had those games, those are games that we had to win to go into top 4. But it's like we kept flirting around top 4, flirting around top 4. But he was sacked because he wanted a midfielder in January. Had we had because look at the game yesterday. When you need a midfielder in a game of this magnitude that we need to win to make sure that we're coasting into Champions League, right? Yeah, bringing Ugarte, we know he has not been good all season. Amorim barely played him. Carrick barely plays him. You understand? So when I look at it, I just think to myself, like, why is it everybody's focusing on Paul Scholes? Paul Scholes says something that was right. It's his opinion. We either agree with it or we disagree, which is fine. You understand? Which is fine. Michael Carrick has won games. This is his first loss. So we also have to see and be patient and see how he responds with his players. But yesterday was a test to Michael Carrick's ability to manage Man United when things are very difficult. Because if you look into this game, the first mistake that I made again in my match reaction yesterday was that he put in Malacia, who has not played for Manchester United for 2 years after he had that injury, to play in a situation where we had Eden Heaven on the bench. Malacia is never quick than Eden Heaven. Eden Heaven, I think if he was in that situation, he would have had something better to do. Maybe clear the ball or maybe sprint to that ball real quick and put it up for a throw. Because if you look Malacia on that goal, he was turning around like he was confused, like he didn't know what he was doing. Our right backs and left backs, they don't put crosses into the box. Yesterday against Newcastle United, Trippier and Lewis Hall, they were bumping crosses. Who was that striker yesterday? Anthony Gordon. Can you imagine if they had a 6'2" striker? We can barely put a cross. Dalot did one cross to Dogu against Man City. We scored. I was like, why can't you do this every game? Maguire and Euro kept playing with the flanks. They kept playing with Luke Shaw and Dalot, but they will never cross. Ruben Amorim trained these players. If you look at our games, right, even though we win some of them, these players have lost physicality. They have lost endurance. They have lost intensity. And that is because Michael Carrick came in and he reduced the work rate or the workload of these players. These guys are playing one game a week. They are playing one game a week. To even play Crystal Palace to win them against 10 men, even though they had gone and played in Europe, the way we played them is abysmal. It's poor. We can deny it. But we also have to understand that if we want to play Champions League, hopefully we actually qualify. I think we will qualify. But now, instead of us being comfortable, it's scary. Because if we fuck up one time, let's say we lost our last game to Aston Villa and Chelsea win, we're neck and neck. If we lost against Aston Villa, they go above us. Now, they'll be number 3, we'll go back to 4th. But then it will depend if Liverpool and Chelsea keep playing. But the other thing we have as an advantage is that this team still play in Europe. So they'll be playing midweek and playing weekend. We have to capitalize on it. These players were given 2 weeks to go on vacation. Why? You play one game a week. We have just seen that playing 2 games, right? Playing 2 games in 3 days or 4 days. It gets them fatigue. It gets these players fatigue. Buemo is not the same. Cunha is not the same. Look at the intensity. I feel like the last remains of Ruben Amorim's training with these players, and the one who played against Fulham. After then, that's it. So now they have been relaxed. They train less. Instead, like against Aston Villa, these players have to work extra hard. You have to work extra hard. You think that because they have one game a week, they should actually go in a situation where when they meet teams that play week in, week out, when they play in Europe and come back, sometimes they travel far. When you play them over the weekend, like you have to make them work for their money. Sprint, run, press, make them lose their mind. Get possession of the ball. The Man United, I just don't understand. Yesterday, Bruno was the only person that you could see trying to make shit up. Bruno was getting the ball from Lamens. Then some people were trying to blame Lamens on the goal. There's nothing Lamens could do on that goal. Maguire was shielding, so the ball wrapped around Maguire. There's nothing Lamens could do about it. That type of goal was almost the same goal Cunha scored against Arsenal. When Gabriel was shielding the goalkeeper, he could not see it. It was too late. Malaysia came in and he left Eden Heaven on the bench. And midfield is not good. And I also want to say that Bruno Fernandes is very intelligent. So I'm really happy that even though the club wants to give him an improved contract, which I think like reports is going towards the north of like 400,000 a week, 400K a week. He says he will accept that only after the World Cup. And I know why he's trying to do that, because Bruno Fernandes is getting old. He could be in the summer, get likes to people of the Saudi or maybe Bayern Munich or some other club in top Europe that might want Bruno Fernandes. Bruno still has at least 2 to 3 years to give in top Europe. But if you look at it, I think what Bruno Fernandes is trying to do is what we fans also want. We want the club to show that they have ambition. Because if Bruno signs the contract based on what they say, and then it comes in the summer, so they signed it 1. 2, they might spin it like they normally do. Or it wasn't like how we had to do, or it wasn't the same way, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, Bruno Fernandes waiting after the World Cup is because he wants to see what the club comes with in terms of transfers, the ambition, the people that the players are going to get. If Bruno sees that people like Elliot Anderson or Steeler or like 3 midfielders coming, a right back, a left back, Bruno will sign that contract. Bruno is not going to waste all his career in Man United because you want to play for the badge. These players also have the mindset to also go somewhere where even not the money, maybe it might just be for trophies. Bruno would like to win the Premier League. Bruno would like to win the Champions League. He would like to win trophies with Man United. So don't get me wrong. Guys, if you are just tuning in, please smash a like on the video and please subscribe. We're on our way to 1,000 subscribers. I'm trying to hit that shit by World Cup, and I know you guys can help me do it. But at the end of the day, When it comes to the transfers in the summer, right? Man United has been linked to Tonali. Man United has been linked to Elliot Anderson and Nottingham Forest. It has been linked to Baleba, Adam Wharton, all these midfielders. But the thing is, Manchester City as well is also going to look at these players. For example, like Elliot Anderson, Man City want to look at them. But can Manchester United win Man City in a race for a player of that magnitude? If Manchester United, because if we qualify for the Champions League, we have a little edge. Cunha, when they wanted Man United because based on their interviews, Amorim was the person who convinced them to come. I don't know about Sesko. I know Sesko was Fevel. But if we have Champions League, and I'm hoping that we should, or we get Champions League, because I don't see how we don't get it, but we know Man United, we can fuck shit up. If we get Champions League, we have something to sell to Elliot Anderson. Like, okay, yeah, Man City could be in the Champions League. They were also in the Champions League. But then, Man City is that type of team that will give players improved wages. But if Elliot Anderson is a player who has liked Manchester United going up, us being in the Champions League makes it easy for him to choose Man United over Man City, for example, right? Because even if you look at Tonali yesterday, it was like an audition. Tonali alone, like the way they ran through our midfield yesterday, Casemiro got tired. Tonali alone is the type of midfielder we are looking for. Because if we want to catch up to the Arsenals and the Man City, we have to get the type of players they are looking for. Because if you listen to Eddie Howe's press conference about Man United's front attack, Buemo, Cunha, and Sesko, those are all players not Newcastle United was looking at. We got them. I know we lost, but it's like each time Man United meets Newcastle United, it feels like it's that rivalry between Liverpool and Man United. For some reason, Newcastle, they have been really bad at home this season. They have been bad. But it's like if they meet Man City and Man United, it's like every team that meets Man United wants to show their talent. That's when they want to be at their best. Man United board needs to step up. Luke Shaw does not go forward. Luke Shaw was very, very comfortable playing at a left side center back under Ruben Amorim. He don't do too much running. You don't need to go across to cross the ball to the striker or nothing like that. But now he has to do it because he's playing the back four. And Luke Shaw, who we all know is leaning towards the World Cup, Luke Shaw does not want to strain himself missing the World Cup. We have players already missing the World Cup already in different clubs. Rodrigo for Real Madrid. Luke Shaw will not want to do that. We have seen Luke Shaw be injured for almost 6 months, gets fit, goes to England and plays for the Euros, and then gets injured again and comes back to Man United. We know Luke Shaw. Dalot came yesterday, was poor. He cannot cross to save your bloody life. Dalot, I think in like 10, it's like if you have to count how much you can get at the end of the year for how many crosses Dalot puts in the box, it will probably be like $10. So it should be like $1 for a month. So he does not cross. Dalot does not cross. You have a 6'2" striker. You cannot service him with crosses. I don't think Sesko had a chance yesterday. Or a cross. Everything that was happening attack-wise was Bruno Fernandes. I know Cunha did some little running. Like, I just cannot understand. I just don't understand. But the board is trying to like, people are trying to make it look like it's Paul Scholes talking about Michael Carrick. Paul Scholes was right. It's his opinion. He has the right to say whatever he says. He has a podcast which needs views. So he's going to say what he thinks. Sometimes these ex-players say bollocks. You understand? Don't get me wrong. Sometimes they talk shit. But sometimes, at the end of the day, it's still their opinion. But you're not going to deny something that is factual. Michael Carrick has won these games, which is true. Like I said again, it is very true. But we have won those games on bad performances. We have won those games on playing against 10 men. And even when we play against 10 men, we still don't play very good. We still don't pump their ass. Because if you give Man City or Liverpool or Arsenal 3 games played under 10 men, tell me how many goals they're going to score. Guys, if you're just tuning in, please smash a like on the video. And please share as well. And please subscribe to the channel. But for some reason, it was Carrick is just like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I don't want to say they're the same, but the type of way he's trying to go about it is similar to what Solskjaer was doing with those players, trying to be all nice, body type of shit. These players are just weird. They are wired different. We have seen this movie before. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer won 8 games in a row. Carrick has won what, 5, drawn 1, lost 1. What I'm trying to say is that these players need to work extra hard. They play 1 game a week. They play 1 game a week. Because if we have to play the way we are playing right now, and to go in the Champions League next season, we will not go make it through the group stage playing like this. We will not make it through the group stage playing this way. The football is not entertaining. We should have at least 15 more points of results that we have just dropped carelessly because these players don't want to turn up. We have played against 10 men in 3 games over 45 minutes. And we have not had a performance where we'll actually sit back and watch and be like, damn, this team really, really performed. After Fulham, that was the last game. Ruben Amorim was trying to build something where these players were really, really fit. Our first game against Arsenal of the season, Arsenal was lucky to score that corner. But we had missed chances. But we were really, really physical in Arsenal. We were fit under Ruben Amorim. He was building something. I don't know why some fans just cannot get the fact that when you do a rebuild, when you're doing a rebuild, it takes time. Rebuilds take time. Results don't come just overnight. Amorim last season said this season it will be better days. We have seen better days. We have seen it under Amorim. We have seen it under Makekari. We have seen the better days. Because last season at this time we were still crying. We have had at least like 12 more points than what we had at this stage last season. We have scored more goals than what we had last season. All those are things that Ruben Amorim cultivated that for some reason they are living up to fruition under Makekari. Because maybe he's putting players where they have to be and stuff like that. But you cannot blame Ruben Amorim. He had a style to play that the board brought him for, but the board did not back him on. You cannot... We fans see that the midfield is an issue. We're not seeing it just for 1 year, just for 2 seasons. We have seen it for over like 4, 5 seasons. Our midfield has not been good. Okay, so if we lost Casemiro, say Bruno leaves because the club does not have ambition, who are they going to buy? The club wants Baliba. He's cheap. Baliba has been poor this season. I am Cameroonian, don't get me wrong. I like Baliba, but Baliba has been really bad for Brighton. He was good in the AFCON, but coming back, he's bad for Brighton. Those are red flags. Those are the Jadon Sancho type of red flag we need to avoid. He might be good if he comes to Man United, but you don't want players who turn up when they want to. You want players who, no matter the circumstances, they want to turn up because that's their job, that's their profession. Elliot Anderson was linked to Man United. He didn't get the move. Is he not playing good? He's still playing good. Those are players that Man City will be looking at. Those are players that other top clubs will be looking at. But if we don't qualify for the Champions League, are we going to get an opportunity to get these players? That's my question. Michael Carrick, you have lost 1 game. It's not bad. It's okay to lose. Because some fans were saying they want to see Michael Carrick lose or to see us lose to see how we come back. Our next game is against Aston Villa at home. We have 51 points each in the Premier League. We're ahead of them because I guess goal ratio. In this game, Villa would just have come back from playing in Europe. Villa would just have come back from playing in Europe. Guys, please smash a like on the video and please subscribe. You can share the video as well. Villa would just have come back from Europe to play that weekend in the Premier League. We need, like Makekari has to make these players run every day this week. Like we need to meet Aston Villa and be like a hungry eagle on a baby calf. That we have to pounce on Aston Villa at home. Like the atmosphere at Old Trafford needs to be rowdy. Like these players have to be from the get-go. Because we start games so slow. Like we are the people playing in Europe. We play so slow, so so relaxed. Like we don't have something we're fighting for. Top 4 is not over. If we lose 1 game, Chelsea win, Liverpool wins, it will be like, it's just bet of advantages on top 6. The board needs to step up. They have to sign players. They have to sign midfielders. Casemiro, we are going to lose a player who has aerial ability. that we might not get. Elliot Anderson is not good in the head, in the air. The board needs to sign good players. We need a left back. Mazarawi, I think, is our best fullback right now. Because Dalo is not it. Dalo is not it. We need because even Maguire playing in the back four is a risk. Maguire is not pacey. Maguire does not have the pace. So if you have a striker who is faster than Maguire, who are cooked, we just have to understand that we have a goalkeeper, for example, in Lamens, who is steady, who gives us a little bit of confidence in the back, right? Because if you want, like, our midfield, for example, Menu has been bad in the last 4 games. I can see why Amorim was not using him. But some fans don't want to accept it because he's British or whatever. He's talented, don't get me wrong. Menu is very, very talented. But Menu is very slow and very, very defensively not good. He's not defensively good. So he could barely play in that system. Because even now playing 4-3-3, Menu has not really pulled it that way. Menu, that very first season under Eric Ten Hag, was top class. We have not seen that Menu again. We are playing the same formation Eric Ten Hag was playing. That fans were crying, let Menu play, let Menu play. Menu is playing. But because we don't have a midfielder on the bench who is better, Menu gets to play even if he's playing bad. That's what I'm saying. Because in this game, like our game against Aston Villa, Mbeumo should not play. Mbeumo should not start. Arma should come in. Mbeumo, like, you have to appreciate or give, how do they say it? You have to reward people for their performances. Mbeumo was not good. I was surprised he didn't take Mbeumo off in the second half. Arma should have come on in the second half. Mbeumo was on a red card. Guys, please, if you're just tuning in, smash a like on the video. Let's get the algorithm going through. Let's get as many people watching as possible. We're on our way to 1,000 subscribers. Please subscribe if you don't mind. I'm trying to hit that shit before the World Cup. So please help me. I know you guys can help me do it. But back to what I was saying. Menu is not really that good. We don't have a very good midfielder. And if Casemiro goes, we need a very good midfielder to come in. So if we get Elliot Anderson, we need maybe like a Tyler Adams. We are also linked to him. Tonali would be a fantastic signing. Can you imagine you get Tonali and Elliot Anderson in your midfield with Bruno Fernandes? We will be good as good. Because we don't only need to build a squad for next season. We need to build a squad that was going to play both in the Champions League and the league. So we need a team that can cope with that. Arsenal has bet a cyborg team. Because even Arsenal has had so many injuries, they have actually not felt like they have had injuries. Gabriel Jesus has had injuries. Saka has had injuries. Odegaard has had injuries. Martinelli has had injuries. Saliba has had injuries. Gabriel, that defender, has had injuries. Rice has had injuries. Gyökeres has had injuries. But they have had a team that they have built that has coped with these setbacks. They have had a team that has coped with these setbacks. So in every competition, Arsenal is good to go because they have the squad to live for every tournament they're facing. They won yesterday. Man City drew to Nottingham Forest. Arsenal goes now 5 points. No, is this 5 or 7? It should be 5 points because I know they have one more game against Manchester City has one less game. So I think it will still be 5 points. But right now on the Premier League table, it looks like it's 7 points. So Man United board needs to, because if we go to Champions League, that's 100 million quid. I just don't know why the board doesn't put their own money. Like there's so many ways Ineos could find way and inject money into the club. But they are treating Man United as a business. You cannot run a football club as a business. Once you have your playing squad set up to success and they are proving it week in, week out on the pitch, you are winning trophies, money is coming in, you can take your dividends then. But you cannot be taking dividends or trying to look for money when we are not even performing on the pitch, where everything around Man United lies in the middle of that pitch for just players. If they're not doing good, they are going to crumble. It's just that over the years, Alex Ferguson created a name in Man United with the teams and the things he was winning, that up to today, that name Man United still stands as so much. No matter the circumstances, we are still a big brand. We are still looking like a big club. For name, but as a team, we are mid-table. We are mid-table. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below if I'm just talking ass. But Man United fans, am I speaking your mind? You know, guys, please smash a like on the video. Let's get the algorithm. Let's go. But the board needs to actually get players in the summer. I like what Bruno Fernandes did. So Michael Carrick, I need to see, or we need to see as fans, how you come into the next game with something different. Because yesterday where he needed to make, because even Xerxes and Ahmad, he put them very, very late in the game. He put them very late in the game. You had to bring these guys on around like 50th, 60th minute. Buemo was already tired. Casemiro was taken off because he was tired. We play one game a week. One game. It's not like, it's one game. And this was, I think like the second time we're playing 2 games in like 4 days. These other teams do it. Chelsea do it. Arsenal does the same. Man City does. They play in Champions League, or they play in the Europa League, or in the Conference League. They still come and play in the Premier League. Man United, you are just playing the Premier League because you have been knocked out of the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. What is it with these players that intensity is missing? But I've said it before. People were saying Amorim was a bad coach. Amorim said he was not failing off the pitch. On the pitch, he wasn't losing. Amorim was not losing that much. He had lost maybe like against Man City, against Arsenal, and against Aston Villa. And maybe against Everton. Those are the games that Amorim, I think, lost. But he was drawing, he was winning some. We're not having like the 4 wins in a row or 3 wins in a row type situations. Yes, but his records were not like bad. Amorim was not that bad. It was just a system that some of these players could not play. It was just a system some of these players could not play in. That's why we had the difficulties. We just had to be patient with Amorim. It was a rebuild. Rebuild takes a year. Sometimes it takes 2 years. It's a slow process, but we are hasty to want the now. Do you know how much damage has been caused to Man United for over 10 to 13 years with the Glazers? And you think like a rebuild will just happen overnight. The board don't even live to their word. They were going to back him, give him 3 years, they sacked him. Dan Ashworth was a better proven sporting director. He got sacked. You got to Newcastle, you start like the board makes decisions that you can see why they're not competent. Best in class, my foot. More like worst in class. It's worst in class. It's worst in class. Berardi has never been a CEO. He was COO at Manchester City. But if you are Man City, you see how Man City is developing. Can't you use a little bit of that experience and bring it to Man United? Jason Wilcox was sporting director for just Fulham, Southampton. You're coming to Man United for your first time. So Ruben Amorim in the Premier League and all this, everybody was a learner driver. We saw what Amorim did in Sporting, and we had talks of people from Sporting who were saying if Amorim gets there, he needs this and that and that. He needs A, Y, X, Y, Z. But they didn't. The midfield is an issue for Man United. I feel like once we have a settled midfield that has good players in it, we get maybe a right back and a left back who can push crosses to our striker, we will be good. We can do it. But the players that we have, we still have some of those players who have that bad disease of the past years. That for some reason they cannot let everything be concentrated, like focused. They be having up and down performances. Yes, I mean, we have played 5 games. 2 against 10 men. We have lost. Everton, no, in Newcastle United. No, I played 3 with 10 men who have had red cards. I don't really like when Man United plays against 10 men. We barely even break a low block. To go play back the boss teams is really mind blowing. It's mind blowing. By the end of the day, we just have to support who's at the wheel. So far, it's Mikey Carrick who's at the wheel. We just have to see how they respond to the game against Aston Villa. Champions League is right, is at our reach. We should not form this up. We should not fumble this opportunity. Even the Champions League is itchy to welcome Man United back because the views they'll get from Man United playing the Champions League is different. Can you imagine a game where Man United is playing against Real Madrid in the Champions League? Do you know how much Champions League is going to get just for views? But they are trying to focus on Paul Scholes, saying Mikey Carrick must have something good. That's making this team win because they have been shit for the past 4 games. He is absolutely spot on. He's absolutely right. Roy King had even said he would prefer Eddie Howe to be the Manchester United manager over Mikey Carrick. But based on what Roy King said, right? You can see why. Because Eddie Howe, normally some teams will go play back the boss, right? And he knew that if he did that, Man United is going to have the opportunity to come back. But he decided to play his open game. He decided to play his game. Guys, man, please smash a like on the video. Share the video as well. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 1,000 subscribers. And I'll see you guys in another video. But I'm going to make a video about our midfield options. Tonali is in it. Elliot Anderson. We have Adam Wharton at Crystal Palace. Angelo Stiller is a very nice midfielder if you get from the Bundesliga. He's really good. He's like the talisman at Stuttgart. I don't know about Baliba. I don't think we should get Baliba. He's a red flag. I don't need us to go towards that type of player. But you know, I'm about to get ready for work. I'll see you guys in another video. I'm out.